just like a pinch louder, but yeah, much better. Just like a pinch louder on
Okay.
Tara's side. Okay. Everyone's coming in clear. There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. So, here is the plan, y'all. We are going to now do what is called a vocal femme training lesson. So I'm going to launch into that. Tara's going to be my TA and supporting throughout. So we're going to switch to a PowerPoint in just a little bit. But yeah, Tara, why don't you talk? I mean, you're a professional teacher, right? Like I was working as a teaching artist for most of my life. Tara, you're a professional teacher as well. So like, um, this is something that we both care a lot about, which is just making sure that it's easier for uh, trans people to feel comfortable with themselves. And one of the biggest sources of discomfort for trans women is our voices, right? Like that can be really, really hard for us. So, like, learning how to find your voice is the point of this lesson. Okay, so like
Mm-hmm.
more than absolutely anything, this is not about like at the end of this 101, I would say that I'm not done with finding my voice. I'm still working on my voice. I'm still being,
Mm-hmm.
I still need to work on consistency, right? Like one of the things that's been challenging for me is consistency. And hey, listen, doing an 8 hour
Yeah.
stream is one way to really start working on it. Oh my gosh, hi. But yeah, it's really hard to do this, to find your voice if you are not doing things out loud. And it's hard to do things out loud if you don't know what you should be doing. So this will give you some clues, some techniques, some methods you can go into that will help you get started or keep working. Yeah, Tara, anything I should add before we switch over to the PowerPoint?
Well, this is, excuse me, this is learning. This is learning, and this is something that you have to take and own. I think that's something that we as teachers can always stress, that we can be passionate and we can love this and we can love our exercises and what we do, but we want you to feel that way too. We
Yeah.
want you to love that you can feel your feminine voice. We
Mm-hmm.
want you to be
Mm-hmm.
able to express yourself as you are.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I had such bad vocal dysphoria. I was the quiet person in
Mm.
every voice call forever and ever and ever and ever. But it just takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a couple of months to get a consistent voice, and then you have to start using it. And then you have to start using it in different situations. And it's almost like learning a foreign language in that sense, that if you just learn it in a bubble and don't practice it, that skill fades.
Yeah.
You have to practice it. You have to
Yes.
put it in use. It is a tool.
Awesome. Exactly. 100 million bajillion percent. Yes. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about it, right? I'm gonna switch over to, oh God, oh God, oh God, gaming,
Mhm.
gaming, gaming. Yes.
No.
What am I clicking on? Ah! Okay, goodbye, Tara. We love you, but you're still here.
Bye.
Hi, but bye, but hi. Okay, so, here we go. Vocal Femme 101. Um, ba, 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 ba,
Hit the
ba.
present. Hit the present button.
Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, but isn't that going to go full screen on me? I actually don't want that.
Oh, never mind then. Never mind. Don't worry
No,
about it.
no. Okay, so today's lesson plan. We're going to do an intro. We're going to talk about goals. We're going to do some warm ups. We're going to do some work on our breathing in terms of how we should be breathing, how we should be using our diaphragm. If that word scares you, don't worry. I'm going to talk about what it means. We're going to talk about resonating chambers and what you can use your resonating chambers for. We're going to talk about pitch and how pitch is not everything, right? Vocal variation. We're going to talk about something called bottles. Um, and then we're going to do some intonation work as well. Yeah. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and go to my disclaimer. I am a voice trainer and a coach, but I'm not a doctor, right? Like I'm not a speech language pathologist. I don't have a medical degree. I'm a writer and an actor. The exercises, techniques, and information provided are for educational and vocal development purposes only. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any physical or mental vocal pathology, disease, or medical condition. Don't sue my ass. Thank you. I'm just relaying what I know as a person who has taught for quite some time in terms of like vocal performance, how you can use your voice to sell what you want to sell, right? Um, Great. So, I'm Emoria, and our TA is Miss Terra Berta Porkis. Um, and yeah, here's what we're gonna do. So if you don't know, I worked in theater for, gosh, we're gonna indoctrinate all of your children, all of them. We're gonna trans your kids by making them more trans by using their voices and feeling nice about themselves. It's the worst. What could be more nightmarish for a parent than having their children love themselves? Is the thing that I've learned. So what we what my experience is that I worked I am a professional stage actor. I'm a member of the Actors Equity Union, and I am somebody who has worked in theater education, like I said, for over 15 years. And one of the things that I really focus on is how to use your voice to express yourself as a teacher. I've taught all ages from as young. I've taught Shakespeare to 3-year-olds. I've taught adults. I've directed, and voice is something that I focused on. Now, in terms of using vocal femme voice, my experience with that is the last year of my life as I have adjusted my voice, right? The thing that I've done is I've adjusted my voice to sound like this as opposed to where it was before, right? Like this is the voice that I was using on a daily basis was this is how I sounded. And now I'm here. So hopefully there's a little bit of a difference between those two places. Um, yes, it's your turn to speak now, Tara, actually. So
Oh,
just,
okay. I
yeah,
was
I was,
trying to not override you there. Yeah,
no, it's your turn.
I'm a high school English teacher. I have a
Hmm.
degree in linguistics. I took vocal linguistics classes when I was in college and never thought I would ever use any of the learning in those classes. And then I
No,
started to transition and I went, wait, I remember this. I remember learning all of this stuff. So my background is in linguistics as a whole.
awesome. Now, girls, femme adjacent, folks who want their voice to sound more girly. Water, right now, do it. Good girl. Okay, so now that you've had some water, um, why don't we move on? Goals. What does a woman sound like? What does a woman sound like? Well, if you have an answer in your head, if you have an answer in your head as to like, this is what a feminine voice sounds like, this is what a woman sounds like, keep in mind that there are billions of women. We're the majority of the planet. We are the majority of the planet. There are billions of us, and all of us have our own voice. There isn't an answer to what does a woman sound like. There isn't a correct answer because plenty of cisgender women have voices that are very deep. Plenty of cisgender men have voices that are very high. There are billions of us, and there is no answer to what does a woman sound like, right? So, because there isn't a correct answer, if you want to feminize your voice, what we're actually going to be doing is working towards tropes of societal expectations of what a woman sounds like. We're not going towards like the correct answer because what a woman sounds like is everything. We sound like such a huge swath of different voices and intonations and ways of expressing ourselves and languages, right? There isn't an answer for this is what a woman sounds like. There are stereotypes for this is what I expect a woman to sound like. And working towards those is how you can get to the point where, say, for example, your voice feels more like yours. And more importantly, and that's the thing I really want to get at here, is that this is about making your voice sound like how you want it to sound. So what's your goal? What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to get on a phone call and when you get on the phone call, you don't get called sir? I know I fucking don't like that, right? Like maybe you want to get to the point where you can say a sentence that just sounds entirely like you, right? Like you need to set your own goals. What do you want to sound like? And like as an example, I am in less than 2 months 40 years old. Estrogen did me good, but I'm going to be 40 in less than 2 months, right? And don't I don't really want to like sound like such a nice little girl, right? Like this is not my voice. I'm not a 18 bubbly like whatever or a kid. I want to sound like a 40-year-old woman. So I don't, and I want to sound like somebody who can be in authority positions because I have to run my cult. Patreon.com/Emoria Widener. Join so I can start releasing the book with cult in its name. Cult. So, not a cult. Just give me money so I can write things. Okay, so Cult of the Transient Knife. Do you see what I did there? Because transient refers to the time travel thing, but also trans. Okay, I'm very clever. Give me money. So you need to answer for yourself what you want to sound like and then work towards that. Do you want to be mature sounding? Do you want to sound girly? That's great if you do. That's great if you do. Do you want to sound like someone who's friendly, someone who's assertive, someone who's caring? How does your voice sound? You need to have an idea of what you want to sound like. Because, again, there isn't an answer for this is what a woman sounds like. Yes? Okay. So, great. I think for the purposes of time, we're going to skip this. But this is a great clip right here. If you look on, I'll drop the, I will, oh, no, I'm just going to drop the link in chat, okay? Um, Copy and paste. Nope, nope, nope. Not gonna let me do that. What if I do that? Haha, this will do it. Up and cut, and there we go. So I'm gonna just drop this link in chat, everybody. Watch this on your own time. What does that not do it? What is happening? What is this? Doesn't let me actually paste, does it? It doesn't let me paste into there. I didn't know. I didn't know, Josie.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it?
It's very strange. Never seen it do that before.
Well, anyway, if you go into, yeah, this is exactly what I did too. I don't know. It's just not working.
I
No.
gotcha.
Oh, thank you, darling. I just couldn't copy paste it. But yeah, this is a great example of a woman who sounds direct. She sounds authoritative. She has a huge amount of vocal variation. And is that the censored thing? Is the link?
By censoring the link. Yeah.
Yep, it's censoring the link, and it wouldn't even let me send it. So anyway, if you just go onto Google or onto YouTube and search for Carol's message for the remaining survivors, and watch it about a minute in, you'll get an idea of why I brought this up, which is just that she is someone who is a cisgender woman who has a deeper voice than many men, cisgender men that I know, and she always, always, always sounds like a woman. So yeah, Rhea Seahorn is just a fucking killer actor. Holy shit. So yeah, I just want you. This is something that I like to share. This video is something I like to share because a lot of girls think that like the pitch is the only thing that's possible for them to sound girly. And if you've got a deep voice, there's no way that you will ever sound girly. Well, that's not true. Okay? Plenty of women have deep voices, and it's not just about your pitch. It's just not about your pitch. There's just so many other things that play factors. So let's move on to stretches and warm-ups, okay? I'm going to start with a nice simple lip trill, okay? What I'm doing is I'm putting my lips together and I'm just blowing through them. And I want you to do this too. Really do actually get yourselves nice and relax. Yeah. Can folks know, let me know if you are getting my lip trills or if this is getting cut off by the mic, please. Let me know if the lip trills are coming through. Yeah, if you could drop into chat if that's actually coming through, that would be fantastic. So, um, as we are, trills coming through fine. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So, um, this is just a nice way to get your muscles start to get warmed up, right? Like you want to get you want to get your jaw nice and relaxed. So go ahead and take your hands and just run out here. You just got a muscle here, yeah, and you just want to run it right on down. Ah, get your jaw relaxed. Yes, mess up all of the contouring makeup you did for this stream. Go for it. Ah, ah, yeah. You want that jaw nice and relaxed. Ah. Oh, you can breathe through this. It's nice to breathe through this. Ah, 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 ah. And then we're gonna do a tongue stretch as we get our jaw nice and yeah, 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 yeah. You can actually like just take your hands and you like put them together and then just drop your chin like relax it, yes. And then you're gonna go yeah. It's a fun one, yeah. And just nice.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Loosey
yeah,
goosey.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nice and loosey goosey, yes. Now you're going to take your tongue and you're going to put it on the outside of your teeth. And you're going to go all the way around the outside of your teeth, yes? So you're going to go all the way around the outside of your teeth. Uh-huh. And you're just going to keep doing that for a little bit. It'll start to burn a little bit. When it starts to burn a little bit, just reverse and go the other direction. Uh-huh. Why are we doing this with our tongue? Well, because your tongue is a muscle and your muscle needs to warm up just like any other muscle that you're going to be exercising. Yes? Okay. So you must warm up your muscles. That is part of it. I'm going the wrong way with the camera. There we go. All right. So, yeah, you have to warm up your muscles. Yes? Okay. So go ahead and get your shoulders nice and relaxed. And here's the one that's going to kill a lot of you, especially if you're tall. I need you to sit up. I'm a hunter. I need you to sit up. I need you to sit up. I need you to be upright with your body, okay? I really need it from you, okay? I'm sorry. But hey, guess what? You deserve to be seen and heard. So you need to sit up and show yourself, your wonderful, beautiful body to the world. So sit up, do it, do it, do it. No hunching for the rest of this lesson unless you start to get physically uncomfortable, which is a bad sign. But you should be able to sit up for an hour. That's helpful, I swear. Okay, so yeah, and then just making sure that you're nice and aligned and that you are ready to begin. Cool, 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 cool. Jay is a pretzel. She does not want to unpretzel. I'm sorry, but Faye's gonna have to. Alrighty, so now we're gonna talk about breathing. Okay, we're gonna talk about breathing. I mentioned a little bit ago about a muscle called the diaphragm, and that's because I want everybody to just go ahead and super duper quick in your bodies, go ahead and just take a sharp intake of breath. 1, 2, 3, breathe. Did your shoulders tense up? If they did, your current instinct is to breathe into your shoulders. You know what doesn't have a lot of space for oxygen? It's your shoulders. It's not the ideal place to be breathing. You're also breathing into your chest if you're doing that. You're putting a lot of your oxygen into your chest. Well, have you heard the term chest voice? You're putting all of your oxygen into your chest, and the chest voice, hey everybody, this is my chest voice. That's what your chest voice sounds like. That is not where you want your oxygen. That's not where you want it. So where the fuck do I breathe? Oh God. Where you're going to breathe is into your diaphragm, into your belly. Lower. Okay? So, what you're going to do, when you take that breath in, I want you to, um, yes, there is going to be a recording of this, so it will be available to watch later, Lolly. Thank you for joining so much, seriously. Okay, so you want to breathe into your belly. Think about inflating a belly balloon, right? You're going to inflate your belly balloon. Vutin's great question. This part always physiologically confuses me. Do we have that much control over our lungs, or is this more to do with related muscles? It's more to do with related muscles. Obviously, our lungs are still being engaged while we're breathing. Yes, our lungs are being engaged, but it's a matter of where we are filling our body. And if you are filling into your belly balloon, you are going to be able to get on top of your voice in a way that you really, really could not do if you were filling it just into the lung capacity. A way to think about it A way to think about it is that your belly should expand, your shoulders and your chest should not. So just think about breathing into your feet. Like think about taking your breath in as far low down in your body as you can. I think in my belly, but like if you really need to go down, go down, go down, go down, go down with your breath. Breathe low. Think about your belly filling up as you breathe. If you put your hand on your belly as you breathe in, you should feel your stomach getting larger as it inflates. It's called the belly balloon for a reason. You are putting air down that way, yes? So breathing out, breathing in. Your shoulders should not really move. You should not be breathing into your shoulders barely at all. They have very little lung capacity. Your lungs have more, but your belly balloon is where your diaphragm is, and that's where you really want your breath. Now, why is this? Well, it's because of your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is nice and low, and it's this guy. If you put your hand on it, huh, 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 huh. That's what you want engaging as you're speaking. It is a physical muscle just below your rib cage, in the center, just below your rib cage. And if you take a nice deep belly breath in and you put your hand on your diaphragm, you should feel it move as you go, ha, 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 ha. So go ahead in your apartment, take that nice deep belly breath in, or home. I guess some trans people have homes. I don't. Anyway, you're gonna take that nice deep belly breath in, and then you're gonna release it on a ha, ha, ha. Okay, and you should hopefully feel your diaphragm bouncing just a little bit if you put your fingers on. Again, this spot that's right below that's the bottom of the center of my rib cage. This is my diaphragm. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, so why? Well, if you breathe into that belly and you engage your diaphragm as you make sound, you are going to be propelling your sound up and out in a way that's safe to do for a long period of time. I had a few people reach out to me and say, "Hey, girl, are you sure you want to stream for 8 hours?" It's like, I'm going to hydrate and I'm going to support my voice, which means that I'm not going to hurt my voice. Tara, you can talk on this, right? Like, we have to talk for hours
Oh,
and hours and hours as teachers. I'm going to take a drink of water while you do this.
I mean, that is one thing that is truly about like my feminine voice from here is because I have to be able to talk to a classroom and I have to have volume when I'm talking to a classroom. And when I first started doing voice training, that was one of the
Mm-hmm.
hardest things for me because I was always just trying to like talk from my chest and my shoulders like you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do the man chest voice projection. But it's different when I take a big breath in and I can project over a crowd of teenagers reading whatever I'm reading aloud, talking, and especially whenever I'm teaching, I'm especially focusing on my enunciation of all of my vowels and all of my like pronunciation of everything I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
because I have a lot of students that come from non-speaking English backgrounds, so I need to make sure that I'm trying to give them some pretty form-fitting English.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of breath to speak correctly, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on here. Do you need to take, yeah, projection can be really hard with femboys. You're not wrong. Like you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We're gonna
Yeah.
it's harder. It's definitely harder, okay? You don't have to feel like you're wrong. It's difficult. Okay. So so let's go ahead and chat for a little bit about so that's where you're engaging your breath, right? You're going to go ahead and breathe into that belly. You're going to engage your diaphragm. And where are you going to put it? Well, you're going to put it into resonating chambers. Here's what we got. We've got ourselves our chest, our neck, our face mask, and our head. 4 main resonating chambers. Now, what do I mean by resonating chambers? That is where the sound is physically vibrating in your body as it leaves your body. This is where your voice is making sound. Yes? So, let's talk about it, right? If you're putting your voice into your chest, you're putting all of that sound and power down into your chest. Hello, this is me speaking from my chest voice. Which is a way to project if you want a masculine sound. A generally masculine sound, yes? Putting things into your neck, I do not think anyone should do. It is also kind of the default for like a lot of people is that they speak from their neck voice. So like they're right here with their projection. And this, I'm gonna fucking stop because it hurts. Don't do it if you can avoid it, right? Your neck is not a good place to be. However, your face mask, that's probably the one that's the most confusing for people who haven't like looked into this stuff before. Your face mask is referring to your nose and your forehead, yes? So this is me really over exaggerating my face mask. This is me going all the way forward into my nose. So if you want to practice, just imagine that you're the most nasally person who's ever lived, right? Go ahead and do your most.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's very right. Like that's like really overdoing your face mask. It's going straight into the nose. And face mask is actually where I put my voice. So that's obviously really, really overdoing it. But most of my voice is going into my face mask, not into my head voice, because my head voice is right here. And if you want your voice to sound like this, you absolutely can. There's nothing wrong with it. But I want my voice here, not here. Right? It's a matter of your goal. So where you're putting your voice, that's the resonant chambers. For most people looking for vocal femme, you're going to do either your face mask, your head, or a combination of both. Emoria, how? That's the next part. We're getting there, I promise. Okay? So, um, let's talk for a second about how, right? What we're going to do is first, I just want to say that pitch definitely isn't everything. You can do apps like actually I installed it recently because I knew that this was coming up. I reinstalled it, and actually Voice Tools has gotten way better in terms of what it's doing in its language.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
it's actually
I actually kind of like it.
yeah, it's really become pretty positive. It was a little bit on the line of mm, it was just like very black and white, and now it's become what the world is, which is shades of gray. So yeah, the new voice tools is really good as an app. You can download it and use it. But pitch is not everything. Yeah, the developer really listened to the feedback. It was pretty cool to see. But yeah, as you can see here, cis men fall typically in the range that we hear them in is that range of 110 to 130, and then this more androgynous zone that we're going to shoot for, we're going to go is that yellow outline, right? Like we're going to go at least for that 153 all the way. We're not going to get up to 220. We're just not, right? But like, you're going to we're going to work towards making our voices fall into a higher range, but pitch is not everything. It is not the only thing that people are judging your voice on. Okay? So even if getting into really high pitches is really difficult for you, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay because you can feminize your voice in other ways. Um, let's start with vocal variation. I'm using the same pitch that I was using during the rest of this lesson, but here I am taking out my vocal variation. So when I take out my vocal variation, even though I'm actually still in the same resonating chamber and I'm using the same muscles, right now you can kind of hear how just by taking out the vocal variation, my voice starts to sound more masculine. We expect women to have more musicality in their voices. One of the easiest ways you can start practicing sounding feminine, even if you can't get to the highest of the high pitches, is to start thinking about speaking closer to singing. Okay? You really want to get out of what a lot of people who are trans women or trans femme got indoctrinated into, which is the masculine pattern of speaking just has less variation. A feminine pattern of speaking tends to use a whole lot of different tones up and down and up and down as you go through a sentence. You want to find all of these different tones and all of these different places, and it's just a matter of you're taking your deep breath in, and wherever your voice is sitting, I want you to really actually think about like going on a little ride with your voice. Oh, right? Like seriously, just practice making trills and sounds that go up and down. And then start thinking about as you're talking how you can find musicality in all of your speech. The more musical you make your speech, the more it's going to sound like a cis woman's voice. Because, and again, this isn't a natural thing. Yes, exactly. This makes so much sense. We could sing in our femme voice before we can consistently. Yeah, exactly right, right? Like, you can, if you treat this like singing, you're going to be so great. Like the techniques I'm teaching are literally singing techniques in terms of your breathing, right? When you're singing, you are going from your diaphragm, right? So, um, I'll take your applause later, or you can tip me at patreon.com/Emoria Widener. Um, so yes, you want to make sure that you've got that engagement with almost a musical way of making your voice run through all of these different tones, and that's gonna really, really get you a lot of advantage. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is just like this is my Shakespeare nerd coming out again, but this is the iambic pentameter I mentioned in the Not Gonna Lie video. Is that da 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 da? I want you to start thinking about going upwards with your energy too. If you go upwards with your energy, it has kind of like a more natural femme sound to it, like a little bit. So like a masculine sound is going down. Like if you're going at the end of a sentence and you go down, it's always going to sound a little bit more masculine, yes? So if you go up at the end of your sentences, it's always going to sound a little bit more femme. And actually, it's a way to trick the person listening to you into liking you more. See, here's the deal. We as creatures, as humans, like rising tones. We like it when sounds go up. We like when things get higher and higher and higher. It's the reason why slot machines make bup 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 noises. It's the reason why slot machines make that rising tones. It's the reason why gotcha games make rising tones go up as you like open the nice thing. Rising tones just hit our lizard brain in a way that like we enjoy. So if you go up at the end of your sentences, everybody's going to want to listen and find out what happens next. So like I literally recommend just like imagining as you're practicing, just like saying some stupid bullshit, that you're going up and up and up. Yeah. It's like a ladder. You're climbing a ladder, you're sending the energy up. And when you send the energy up, you are encouraging the audience to keep listening, as opposed to when you go down and the person you're listening to is done. Yeah, don't be afraid of the Valley Girl. uh, she's gonna be your friend, right? The stereotypical like da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Okay, so embrace the Valley Girl, right? Like seriously, it's not bad. It's good. Okay. So let's get down to the nitty gritty of like the how aspect of it. Hmm. The place I'm going to try to get us to focus on is in our resonant chamber, in our mouth, in our nose, in our face mask. Getting into your head can get you this sound, but most of us are going to want to be here in our resonating chamber because, again, I don't know. If this is where you want to be, that's great. That's awesome if you want to be in your head voice. I just don't think that the head voice for most of us is how, I don't know. This doesn't sound like Emoria to me. I mean, I could do this all day if I really wanted to, but for me, this is Amoria's voice. That's small, Moria. You're right. That's so small. So small. So little. So little. So small. Okay. So, let's talk about getting into the right resonating chamber and how to do it. I want everybody who's watching to give me the letter E, and I want you to sing it at this tone. So here's how you're going to do it. You're going to sit up. You're going to take a nice deep belly breath in. Deep belly breath in. You're going to engage your diaphragm, and then all you're going to give me is the letter E. Deep belly breath in. E.
You really
E.
feel that vibration. If you need to, you can
Yeah.
always put your hand like on your cheeks like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can feel it in your skull.
Hey, guess what, trans women? The secret to your femme voice is E. That's right. It was always going to be E. Let's all be surprised that E is the solution. So here's why E is the solution. What we're going to try to do is compare a cisgender mouth physically to a cisgender woman's mouth to a cisgender man's mouth. In general, cisgender women have smaller mouth cavities physically than transgender women and cisgender men. Cisgender men and trans women tend to have larger relative vocal cavities here. And the thing that's making the sound is the way that it vibrates in your mouth. So if there's a larger cavern for it to vibrate in, it is going to make a larger, lower sound. So what we need to do to find our femme voice is we need to make the cavern smaller. Now the letter E naturally causes the back of your tongue to rise up so that the container where the sound is happening gets smaller in the E shape. So when I think about it, if I think about my tongue, I have to physically think about where my tongue is in my mouth.
Emoria, click ahead 2 slides.
Quick ahead 2 slides, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so when you are making this E sound, you are placing your tongue higher in your mouth. The back of your tongue is lifted up from where it is naturally. And the front of your tongue usually goes, I like to put mine like against the back of my front teeth, or at least near in that range. Now that I've got my I'm going to transition. I'm going to transition my E into a hello. Hello, hello, without lowering my tongue. So that's what I want you to do now. You're going to take a nice deep belly breath in. You are going to fill in that belly balloon, and then you are going to give it an hello without dropping your tongue. Hello. So your tongue should stay in about the same location, right? Hello. Take a nice deep belly breath in. Use your diaphragm. Hello. This is a bottle. This is a bottle that we're filling with air. We want to make the bottle smaller so that our bottle is closer in size to the average cisgender woman's bottle of air. If you keep your tongue lower, hello, that's the same fucking tone, but that's with my tongue lower. Hello versus hello. Same note, but if I lift my tongue, it's going to sit in a smaller bottle and it's going to sound more feminine, as we expect a feminine voice to sound. Deep breath in. Hello. Just focus on keeping your tongue lifted in the back of your mouth and forward up against the top. If your tongue is physically lifted and not relaxed down at the bottom of your palate, the muscle in the back and all the way to the front is lifted up. You make that belly, that you make the bottle in your mouth, the resonating chamber smaller, and you go hello. Now the next thing I want you to think about when you make this sound is I want you to think about making it forward. So think about making it forward. Think about putting it into that nasally tone, right? So again, we're going to take that deep breath in. Hello. Really, really, really put it forward into your nose. It feels almost like you're going into a nasal voice, right? I want you to overextend the nasal, or not overextend. I want you to really think nasally with this. Hello. You should be able to feel your nose physically vibrate. Yeah, you're starting to put that sound into the front, right? You take a deep belly breath in. You use your diaphragm. You go to lift your tongue, and then you're just going to continue with your tongue staying in the same spot, using that breath, but you're going to put it forward. Damn it. You want to put all of that sound forward, okay? So you're putting that sound forward into your mask and into your nose. Thinking about putting all of the sound, putting all of my air forward in my mouth. If you need to, just go nasally at first and then gradually lift it up so that it's the whole face mask. But for right now, you can just focus on your nose if that's helpful. There's nothing wrong with using a more nasally voice. And it's actually more natural for a lot of us to find because we kind of have done the kind of nasally voice, yeah? And just as something we know we can do. The face mask voice is just rising it up physically just a little bit so that it's... I'm telling all these trans women to mask. Yes. Good joke. How dare you? Cool. Yeah. Okay, so. So. Now that we've got that kind of dialed in, yeah. Once you've got that there, it just becomes a matter of practicing keeping your tongue lifted. This is the hard part. Once you know, like, okay, when I make the E vowel, E, if I take a deep breath in, I can hold it forward, E, and then if I really, really think about it, and it does take conscious thought at first, you start to think about your tongue just being nice and up as you put your sound forward. Yes? Nice and upwards tongue, and then you put the sound forward. Yeah? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like this color too. So, again, if you want to, you can aim for your head voice. I would do the same thing with your resonating chambers in terms of your tongue, but hello. That's going into my head. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier, but part of the reason why you want to use your diaphragm and not like think about breathing it low, breathing nice and deep and low, is because you need to use all of that lower part of your body to reach up to the top. You want to use all the lower part of your body to reach all the way up to the top. It's inverted controls. It's the inverted controls, right? I'm sorry, people who are not old enough to have played Flight Sims on DOS. But if you played Flight Sims on DOS, you need to understand that the whole damn thing is if you pull back, you go back down, the plane goes up. So if you breathe all the way down, the plane is going to go all the way up into your voice. Yeah. Okay, so yes, I'm old and you're old, darling. Sorry, we're oldies. Okay, so I know I'm very rude. But yeah, here's a little, just like a little idea of what's actually getting the resonance, right? So yeah, if you lift that tongue up, you've got less and less of your mouth cavity. That's actually resonating, and then gives it closes it off so that almost all of the resonance is happening here instead. And that's the place you want to put it. Cool. I hope that this is making sense. Please, everybody who's on this call, or if you watch this on a VOD later, please feel free to DM me if you're like, I don't get it. But yeah, deep belly breath in. Breathe into your belly. Engage your diaphragm. Lift your tongue. Then keep that tongue. Don't move your tongue and go into hello. And think about the sound going forward. Is this a lot of steps? Yes. For now, the nice thing is, as you do this, as you practice this, your pitch, your tone, you will naturally get to a place where once you practice it a lot, this just kind of starts being where you put your tongue when you get ready to speak. You have to do it. You have to do it. But the more you practice it, yes, exactly. The more you practice it, the easier it will be until it's just the thing that happens. It's muscle memory, right? The where you put your tongue before, where you put your tongue now is just what you've learned to do. It is not something you cannot unlearn. Just like anything else, it's a muscle that you need to rehearse with, you need to practice with. And I really recommend you practice lifting your tongue and sending the sound forward. Yes? Okay. So, um, it takes practice and you got to do it a lot. I do seriously recommend talking to yourself. It can be very intimidating to do this with someone else. And don't feel bad if when you go to the grocery store next time and the checkout line, you lose it and you go back down to here. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You want to talk to yourself. Talk around the house, talk around just like in the car, or probably not the bus. Probably not the bus, but when you have space to yourself, talk to yourself and just like narrate what you're doing. Like keep it really simple. The higher the emotion, the harder it is to maintain something that isn't subconscious, right? So, like if I was in an emotional state, I probably would not have my voice in the place that I have it right now. But if you are able to find yourself, oh yeah, I talk to myself all the time. I even recite Shakespeare monologues all the time. I love that. Yeah, or like read closed captioning out loud is a great thing to do. Read, there's this great book called Aftertaste to Toxicurity. And if you buy a copy, what a great opportunity to read a book out loud and practice your voice. Yes? Oh my gosh, what a great idea. Amazing. So,
That sounds great.
it sounds like such a good idea. Buy my book. Um,
So that way you can practice voice
so you can
reading it out
practice.
loud.
It's the only, actually, that's the thing. No other book will help. It's the only one that if you read it out loud, it helps. Wow.
Now, there are some pages in the print version that I think will be very unique to read over and over and over out loud.
Have a good time, everybody. Have a good fucking time. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna move on from there. Next, I want to talk about I want to talk about intonation. Okay, so uh, another thing that people are going to judge is how you make your syllables and your consonants, and this is something that I definitely am still working on myself. Okay, so with this one, this is just a matter of getting used to the fact that how we are socialized in terms of how we use our voices. Young boys typically are taught to use more harsh sounds, and young girls are typically taught to use softer sounds. This has to do with the consonant sounds. I'm going to say a word, topeka, topeka, topeka. No, not that. Undo.
Topeka.
Topeka. T-O-P. Topeka. Bodega. Okay. So the reason I'm doing this is because this is a lot of different consonants. Yes. Topeka. T-P-K. Bodega. Ba-da-ga. Topeka, bodega, Topeka, bodega. So, Topeka, Topeka, bodega, ba-da-ga. Getting all of those plosive consonants in. Yes, Topeka, bodega. Now I want you to start thinking about, as you breathe deep into your belly balloon to prepare yourself for a nice deep breath. Topeka, bodega. What a wonderful phrase. I want you to start thinking about how you are using your tongue to make these sounds. And I want you to think about softening it. Topeka, bodega. Topeka, bodega. Topeka, bodega. Topeka, bodega. Topeka, bodega. I was in the same range pitch-wise, but compare that to Topeka, bodega. Topeka, bodega. Topeka, bodega. Putting more oxygen into it and softening how much plosiveness, how much vibration there is in terms of how my lips are connecting to make the sound. My lips, my teeth, the tip of the tongue. Topeka. So start right now with Topeka, and I want you to think about making each consonant, not the vowels, each consonant connection having more air in it. Topeka. 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 Bodega. Topeka. Bodega. Topeka. Bodega. Topeka. Bodega. I have to let my girlfriend in because this door sucks. No, she got it. Okay. You're great. Topeka. Bodega. Topeka. Bodega. Topeka. Bodega. As opposed to Topeka, bodega, Topeka, bodega. Tara, if you need to leave at any point, that's so okay. Okay, dear? Seriously. Okay. So,
Thank you, everyone. I'd say I need to go pop off and I need to go eat my dinner. So thank you
please
all so much. It's
do.
been very fun.
Love you,
And
Tara. Please go to merch.emoriawidener.com and buy Tara's incredible art. Buy my me. Where am I? I'm buy that. Put it on you. Buy me. Put it on you. Okay. So Topeka Bodega. You're getting a nice airy oxygen. Love, before I forget, we still have one more. We've only redeemed one signed copy so far.
Yeah, we need
Yes.
to do one more signed copy.
Why don't we do it right fucking now?
Okay.
Love. We're gonna do another signed copy right now. So for those of you who are hanging out in the middle of this long lesson, you're gonna get another signed copy right fucking now, baby. My goodness. Okay. So, the thing I'm gonna check with D if we can move up, because I think that yeah, go ahead and type exclamation point join, exclamation mark join for your chance to win a free signed copy. Okay, everybody. Alrighty, so what we're going to do now, let's go ahead and when you're making those sounds, I want you to focus on just make sure that there's lots and lots and lots of oxygen in there, okay? Topeka, bodega, tpbdga. Okay. If you attack the sounds, if you attack them, you're gonna get a harsher sound to it. Yes. Topeka, bodega. I don't want you to attack them. I want you to land on them nice and light. You're doing a speed run at 3:30. I was thinking I had another hour on this section. I was like, what happened to time? How am I this bad at judging
No,
time?
we're actually
We're
like,
almost we're actually like back on schedule. Okay, thank God. Okay. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
Even you could just let me like vamp.
I love you, dear. I love you so much. Okay, so linear time is very transphobic, and so are transphobes. So yeah, we're just making this sound softer. So think about your tongue not smacking into the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue is a really good one if you practice it. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Just soften how much connection there's there. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Do y'all hear the difference, right? The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Yeah, that's gonna be another way you can get your intonation, your syllables, sounding more feminine. So even if you don't have the pitch all the way up into the stratosphere, even if vocal variation in terms of like is hard for you, just soften those consonants. This is the one that I struggle to keep consistently, and I really have to think about a lot, but take your time to practice making everything have more air in it. You take a deep breath in. Yeah, get that air in there, yes? Okay, so yeah, I think in summary, to get going on your vocal femme voice, lots of water. Practice your breathing. Practice breathing not into your shoulders, but into your belly. It's breathe into your nice, deep belly balloon. Engage your diaphragm. Huh, 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 huh. Engage your diaphragm. Yes. Oh, I think this is just running out. Oh, it's because there's no sound going through. It's fine. It's fine. And then, what you're going to do is think about the e. Where's your tongue? Physically lifted in your mouth. E. You've lifted your tongue physically. Now you're going to continue forward, even without lowering your tongue. E, hello. Then you put it into a speech pattern. And you think about that speech pattern going forward, sending it forward, all the way to the front, around here. And that's going to give you a nice good baseline. Then you're going to start softening your syllables, and you are going to practice going up and down with your pitch, even if it's not all that high. You're just going to practice adding a little bit more musicality into it so that you stay away from sounding flat. Because flat is what we expect the masculine voice to sound like. I haven't seen any questions get dropped into chat since we did any questions. So yeah, thanks for hanging out during this. We're giving away this signed copy of the book. And then we're going to switch over and play a scary writing game so we can have more writing on the stream. Ellie has won a signed copy. I love it. Okay, Ellie, we'll get you a signed copy for sure. Alrighty, dear. Sorry, awkward gay.